Never give up. You will find thousands of no, 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 and no. In my case, even my wife told me, "You are crazy. Who is gonna, you are totally crazy." My wife here at home. And I was telling her, well, if I am crazy, I want to be more crazy. I want this to become a reality. And here in the United States, I don't know in other countries, but here the process to get a patent approved takes a little while. I submit my patent, I believe, was in 2021, and it was just approval last November. It's going to be a year that we have our patent approved.
Hello and welcome to Auto Intel Podcast, the show where we dive deep into the challenges and opportunities shaping the world of engineering and software. Each episode, we sit down with business leaders, innovators, and decision makers to uncover the strategies, insights, and technologies driving growth and transformation in today's digital economy. Today, I have Carlos Silva, who is the CEO and founder of PIFD Technologies. Hello, Carlos. How are you? Thanks for joining us today.
Fun. It's nice to see you again. How are you? Just fine.
Why don't we start with your background and what you do at PIFD Technologies today?
Very good. Yes, I was born and raised in Guatemala, Central America. Basically, I started there my work experience in the airline industry. Then I have the opportunity to move to El Salvador in Central America. It was in that country where I had the opportunity to start the adventure of becoming an entrepreneur. I found my first company over there, basically dedicated to logistics and multimodal transportation, doing air freight, ocean freight, import, export, shipping, all that stuff, international trade. We have a successful company during those years, almost 20 years in El Salvador. And then I came to live in the States, almost also 20 more years. And when I came to the United States, I was hopeless that one day I was going to be able again to continue my entrepreneurial career, unless, I came with an idea, something different that what is happening. So I ended driving for a rideshare company, Lyft. When you start driving a lot in the United States, 8, 10 hours a day, you start noticing that even that in this country, the rules are very clear. Wherever you go, there are traffic signs. Many people just ignore the facts. One way, stop sign, not illegal U-turn, not illegal right turn, etc., etc. People just keep ignoring the traffic signs, making our roads, safety. So I came with the idea to do something different than the actual intelligent traffic systems that are in place in the United States and in many other countries, which basically consists on cameras, static. They put a camera in one place and that camera monitor and reports the traffic violations that are happening in front of the camera. So basically, the actual intelligent systems in place are static cameras, and they have very limited scope of what type of traffic violations they can report. It's limited to speed limits and red light cameras. And in San Francisco, there is another company that is putting cameras on the public transportation buses to report the cars that are blocking the bus lane. And basically, that's mostly of the violations. We came with the idea to do more than that. So our system basically consists on the same cameras, but in motion, mounted in a car. So wherever the car goes, they are able to monitor and report traffic violations. Another idea that I have was, okay, all the intelligent traffic systems that are placed right now in different cities in the United States, the main focus is to report the reckless drivers, okay, and punish the drivers and make money, of course, right? To make money because they have to pay the violation. We are going one step ahead. We not only are going to be doing the monitor and report of the reckless drivers, but also the good driving. Let me give you a very simple example. We are going on the freeway while our system is reporting all cars going above the speed limit, also we are going to report all cars going at the speed limit. So that way, that the people that is driving, obeying the traffic laws, are going to get reports, and we are going to create like a reward system to reward that good behaving on the roads, hoping that eventually everybody is going to become a good driver and therefore improve totally the safety of the roads.
Right. So, Carlos, where is this technology at the minute? Like, is this already been rolled out, or are you still in the process of rolling this out, this technology now?
Right now, we are facing some challenges. We have a MVP, a minimum value product, where we are using for the moment the cameras of the cellular phone, of the cell phones. That's what we are using right now. We are just right now doing a couple of violations, which is the stop signs and the speed limits. And that's now we need to get the funds to finalize the development of our prototype. And so the big challenge that we are facing right now is to get the investors. It's a combination of have a good product, be at the right time in front of the right people. So that's basically right now the main challenge that we are doing. Our MVP is working perfectly, but mostly it's being doing manually. We put our phone on the dash of the car and drive around, etc., etc. Once we have finished that shift or that period of recording, we go to a console that we have in the computer and we watch the video. And manually, we start marking the violations that we are witnesses. That's the thing that we are doing right now. We hope that within the next 3 or 6 months, we are going to be able to have our prototype fully completed, do the final testing, and launch the operation.
So, right. So, from the phone, how do you measure the speeds? Are you able to get the speeds of each vehicle if you are using the phone cameras to do the testing? How does it? How does it?
Okay, right now, since we don't have any sensor yet into the
Yeah.
system, we came with the idea of doing the setup, the cruise control of my car. Let's say the speed limit is 65 miles per hour. I go
Right.
into the freeway, I set up my car at 65 miles per hour, and all cars passing me are going over the speed
Over
limit.
there.
We don't know exactly what the speed limit, but we know that about the speed limit that is in that region. And the other thing that we are doing for the stop signs, I go to any intersection, I park closest as possible to intersection, stop my car, and I start videotaping all the cars that doesn't do the stop sign, that just roll the stop. So that's how we are doing it right now because we didn't have any way to do it efficiently with with that sensors. That's how we are doing it right now. But it's working. It's working.
Right. So, but when you have the minimum viable product ready to be prototype testing, say, to these traffic agencies or the government, that product will have proper sensors and proper cameras installed on the cars then.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. That's the final target. Right now we are trying just to get some traction. For example, we are trying to get the letter of intentions from the municipalities, from the cities, so that way we can show to the potential investors that we already have some traction. Also, we are trying to increase our users, drivers, downloading our app and installing on their phones. So they can participate on the testing that we are doing right now.
Right. So that's already there. The app is there for the drivers to use it and report it so that all of that data is uploaded onto a server where you can see all the information outright from each driver, how the violations
Correct.
has been happening.
Yeah, the app is available. I'm sorry, the app is already available on Apple Store and Google Play. Yeah, for
Right.
free, for free.
Right. And what's the app called at the minute? Is it the same as Murphy, the product which you are rolling out?
PIFD Tech, the same thing. PIFD Tech. That's the name of
All
the
right.
app. Yeah, that's the name.
Of the app,
PIFD
right.
Tech. Yeah, very easy.
Okay, great. So are you testing it with any of the municipalities there in California, or have you approached some of the people there to do the testing, or is it just you're doing it in-house at the minute? Or
Right now, we are doing the testing in house.
okay, you haven't approached any of the municipalities or the traffic agencies yet.
No, not yet, because we want to be more data. We need more data. So far, yeah. But just to give you a little information, right now we can tell that a driver with our system driving in a metropolitan area, the big cities, driving In about 8 hours of driving a day, he's going to be able to report no less than 400 citations, violations, which is a lot, one driver. Multiply that for 1,000 drivers, etc., etc., etc.
So how does the reward system will work? Like if you want to reward a driver, what's the plan for how do you reward them?
Yeah. We think about the same thing that the departments of motor vehicles do. When you get a violation, they give you a point in your driver license, right? We are going to
Yeah.
do about the same. We are going to give a point, let's say a point for every time a driver is catch doing, obeying the traffic laws. We are going to give a point in that. And then we are going to allow that driver to accrue points. Let's say every 5 points, they are going to get a reward. The reward, we still have to see what is going to be, but it's going to be like maybe to send them a gift card for $100 or to tell them, okay, the next pay of your insurance is going to be on us. That way, at a certain number of points. It's going to be a simple system.
Yeah. So it keeps the drivers motivated to drive safely. That's a good way to
At the
keep the
end,
drivers.
at the end, that's the idea, to motivate the people to be good drivers. But right now,
Absolutely.
nobody does that. There is nobody rewarding the good behavior. No, even the insurance companies.
Yeah. So, I mean, moving on from the business side, like, yeah, what's one of the key challenges you're at the minute facing? I mean, you said earlier some of the challenges about the company you're facing with in regards to the investors. But what if you want to point out your main key challenge at the minute, what would that be?
Well, here in the United States, that happened when I started my first company. That was totally different world, But now here, the system to start a startup, has a process, right? It's like a path that you follow. You need this, you need a pitch day, you need a business plan, etc., etc. To pitch an investor, to the system that is in place right now is that there are many platforms that offer you the opportunity to put your pitch on the platform, and they give you a list of investors, thousands of investors, right? But
Right.
to participate in that, you have to pay. And I noticed that most of like for example, those even the TV shows, to participate, you have to pay. And as a startup, revenue, it's difficult to have $5,000, $10,000 to participate on that. The same thing happened when you want to publish an article about you. No magazine is gonna go and make a report about you, right? You have to pay for that. So not having the funds available is a very challenge for us right now, unfortunately.
Right. So how big is your team at the minute, like at PIFD? Is it just you and few other guys who are developing the app and the system?
I have a co-founder. He's the technical side, and we have a technical team that has offices at hybrid offices here in the United States and in India. So
Okay.
many of our developers are from people from India. So that's how we're doing, and we have a couple of assistants that are helping the follow up with the series that we are presenting and the potential investors that we are going to have, to who can we. So we have a small team right now.
Right. Okay. So what are your plans for like the next 6 to 12 months? When do you think your minimum viable product would be ready for pitching to investors?
Okay, depending on what is going to happen within the next 2 or 3 weeks, we hope that within 6 months we are going to have our prototype finalized. That
Right.
way we can, go to the cities, bring Dave inside our car and show them our invention. Right. Another challenge that I forgot to mention was the patent. And we have a patent approved. And here in the
Right.
United States, I don't know in other countries, but here the process to get a patent approved takes a little while. I submit my patent, I believe, was in 2021, and it was just approval last November. It's going to be a year that we have our patent approved. That was another challenge. For that, you have to hire, a law firm specialized in patents and all that stuff. But what's possible? What's possible?
Yeah, congratulations on that. So the patent side is there already. So it's just now trying to roll out the technology. That is your key main hurdle, right?
Correct.
In the
Yeah.
next, yeah, 6 to 12 months. Yeah, that's really good. So, I mean, in terms of scaling the business, what's your plans for scaling the business now? Like, what do you plan? How do you once you've done the prototype testing, and what's your plans for?
Since we are based here on the San Francisco Bay Area, we expect to start the operation on this area, eventually expand to all California. Why? Because California approved, it's the first state in the whole union that has a specific law that basically says technology is okay to monitor and report traffic violations. So the legal frame is already established in California. So the idea is to launch the operation on the San Francisco Bay Area, then go statewide, and eventually go little by little nationwide. Okay. Once we are established in the United States, we hope to start going worldwide, different countries, Canada, Central America, South America, etc., etc., etc. Now, among our plans are eventually we would like to make a deal with a car maker and own our own cars, like Tesla, many cars that are right now, with our system include. That way, we are planning not to sell the cars, but to rent the cars to drivers for a very modic price so they can have a car with all our systems included. That's the idea that we have, and hoping that it's going to happen. We,
Right. So
we, we
instead of
think that it's going to happen.
So instead of making deals with the rented car companies like Uber and all those, you want to own your own fleet of cars and then rent it out to drivers to use your systems then on board.
That's
Is that the
one of the
plan?
plans. The
Right.
other plan, that's one of the plans. But of course, the other plan is to rent our system to companies that are already established, like for example, as you mentioned, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash. Also, the companies that have big fleets of vehicles, like for example, Amazon or FedEx or UPS or somebody that has several units that are on the road, So
Yeah.
that way they can use our system and make money at the side, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. So how do you plan then? Like you said, it's very difficult to go and pitch to investors where you have to pay the money to go and pitch your idea. But then if you have the investors, then what's your plan to scale the business to the municipalities? How do you go and approach them? Is it just like a list of municipalities where you can go in California, or how do you approach these companies like where you want to install your system?
Well, basically, the thing is that we have to close a contract with the cities, to provide the service. That's the first step that we have to do. For that, we have to convince them that our idea is excellent, because somehow there are thousands of millions of violations that go undetected because of the lack of enforcement. So we are thinking that we are going to be able to double, triple, et cetera, the income that the cities are receiving actually. So when they see our data, when we show our numbers, we are pretty sure that they are going to be very interested because they are going to have more resources. They are going to have more money to give back to the communities. Basically, better schools, better health services, better infrastructure, better roads. So that's the plan that we have.
Yeah. But have you approached any of these municipalities? Have you like shown
Yes,
the idea that this works? Like, yeah, this idea is some market research on that.
yes. We already spoken to some cities, and the first question is, Carlos, where is the prototype? Show us. Take me into your car and
Sure.
show me that what you are telling me is true. So we are already in that level right now, that we have the challenge to prove that the idea that we are showing to them in the video that we have in our website and what we are talking to them is true, right? So that's now the point, as I was telling you, in the next couple of weeks, we are going to be able to accomplish that step.
Right. That's great. That's great, Carlos. If say you have a magic wand and you want to remove one of the bottleneck in your process of, coming to market or things, what would that problem you would want to solve using that?
Well,
What is the key
the first
problem you want
problem
to
is the
solve?
money, no, the safety. Every time somebody leave home, either to do personal errands or to do going to commute to work, many people doesn't think on that, but many people that morning leave, doesn't return because of an accident. So the problem that we really want to solve is the safety on our roads. I want to be confident that when you are going to be driving on the roads, you know that you are not going to be having a road rage and all that stuff. You know, people risking your life and their life because going above the speed limits. So our main focus, besides making money, like we are in a capitalist system, is to have safety on the roads. There hundreds of people die on the roads because things that could be very easy avoidable if people
Yeah.
obey the traffic laws.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Carlos, for that. If to wrap up, if you want to give one piece of advice to the other businesses who are starting out, what I know you have been in the business for like last 30, 40 years. Like what one key advice you would want to give people like young entrepreneurs who are starting out and doing the business, or for the audience who is listening, what advice would you give them?
Never give up. You will find thousands of no, 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 and no. In my case, even my wife told me, "You are crazy. Who is gonna, you are totally crazy." My wife here at home. And I was telling her, well, if I am crazy, I want to be more crazy. I want this to become a reality. So I have in this challenge that I call challenge, in this adventure that I have been dealing with a lot of things, trying to push my company, facing serious health issues. You see me here, normal. 3 years and a half ago, I have a liver transplant. 3 years ago, I have a kidney transplant. I am a survivor of 2 organ transplants. Sometimes I don't even believe that I have been through a lot. And in addition of my transplants that, thanks God, until today are stable, I have been fighting with cancer already 10 times.
Wow.
And thanks God, I am in a good location. I go to Stanford, the hospital of the Stanford University. And I don't know how I'm still here. Of course, I am on a very severe medical monitor. I go to labs every 2 weeks. I have MRI, CT scans, PET scans every 3 months. I have medical appointments at least once a week or once every 2 weeks. And that challenge for me hasn't stopped me. So when somebody said me, no, your idea is not good, I don't care. I keep pushing. So that's what happened with many entrepreneurs that I know. They just found too many obstacles that they give up. I am decided to never give up until the day that I don't want to be in this world and I go to somewhere else. But that's a challenge that I have. I have been a health survivor, and now I need this to happen.
That's a great advice, Carlos. Thank you. Thank you so much for that advice. And if you want to tell our viewers where they can find you, where is if is it the PIFD Technologies? Is it how they can contact you? How can they reach you if they want to know about more about your technology?
Very easy, very easy. They just Google PIFD Technologies, and through our website, we have our direct contact in there. Anybody that wants to get in contact with us, just go to our website and send us a message or give us a call, and we are going to be open from that. And the website is pifd-tech.com, same name. But if you put
All right.
PIFD Technologies, it's going to pop up in your computer or in your phone.
Thank you so much, Carlos. Yeah, that was really nice talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.